guys, it's Daniel Aldie, and today I want to talk with you about the art of visualization. Currently, I'm going to Pennsylvania. I live in Virginia, and on this 2-hour drive, I'm thinking about how I visualized my current success. I remember I was stuck in my parents' cold and dusty basement, confined to the rules, confined to a small environment, confined to a certain way of thinking, a culture, a tradition that was being projected into my life. What I realized is that any individual can take complete control of their mind if they're able to understand the law of visualization. If you're able to see yourself in a better environment, around better people, in better places, then everything around you will start to change. Currently, I live in the richest county in America, and it's because I've attracted that by seeing it in my mind and manifesting it in my affairs. Some people will say, well, Daniel, isn't that being materialistic? You went from a Volkswagen Beetle to a Mercedes-Benz. You went from a small basement to $1 million house. How did you do it? And the fact is that it's not about that. What it's about is who you become in the process of achieving that. You see, once you begin to focus on the things that you want instead of the things that you don't want, everything will begin to change in your life. I knew exactly what I wanted to have in my life. I knew that because I had to drive, well, I might as well get the best car that I could find. I knew that if I wanted a wife, well, I might as well find the best wife who's currently recording me right now. I knew that if I wanted to live, that I had to live in the best house, and that was up to me. That was my choice. The power of visualization is so important that you can pick a pristine vision. You could pick a perfect picture and actually manifest it in your life if you can see it in your mind and believe it in your heart. If you think of success all the time, then you will attract it. I remember going onto Zillow.com, looking at the houses. I remember going to Car Gurus, looking at the cars. I remember going to certain websites, visiting certain stores, and seeing those things in my life because I knew that I wanted it. Ask yourself, what can I do to attract greatness in my life? When you start thinking about people, don't think about negative consequences. Don't think about how they might think negatively about you or about your situation. Think positively about others. Hold the highest expectations that you can about them. Look, I know that people are not flawless. I know that there's a lot of imperfections. But if you start seeing better and greater things in other people, then you will start to attract better people in your life. Now, I know some people might be saying, well, Daniel, I live in a poor country, or I have a minimum wage job, or Daniel, I'm starting rock bottom. And what I'm saying is that it doesn't matter where you start. What matters is what you see in your mind. What matters is the work that you do. I want you to close your eyes every day for 5 minutes before you sleep and when you wake up. And I want you to imagine the top 5 things that you want to begin attracting in your life. Some people will call it the law of attraction. Other people will call it the Holy Spirit. Whatever you call it, what I'm basically saying is really close your eyes, think about it, strongly imagine it. You know, a lot of us, we fantasize about something every single day. Some people fantasize about sports. Other people fantasize about their dream weddings. Some people fantasize about that job and that promotion that they want to get. What do you fantasize about? What do you spend your time thinking about throughout the hours in a day? There are a lot of times when I was working dead-end jobs and I couldn't see further than that. And I would think about foolish things that wasn't getting me anywhere. It would take hours and hours, and I would just sit there and do my job and just try to get through the day. And then I realized, you know what? I could take possession of my mind if I really wanted to. And instead of fooling around in my thoughts, I stopped letting it be a distraction and I started focusing on the things that I absolutely wanted in my life. Instead of thinking that my boss was out to get me, or thinking that my fellow co-workers were trying to screw me over, I started thinking about all the positive people that I wanted to attract in my life. Think about your situation. You might be selling houses that you may not be able to afford right now. You might be working at restaurants that you may not even be able to eat at right now. It's up to you to decide, you know what, can I actually do this? Can I actually afford this? Can I actually make this happen in my life? Or is this something reserved for rich people? Is this something that I can never attain? Because you see, your mind can attract that thing, and you have to choose how you want to think. Guys, remember, we don't take the main street, we take the alleyway. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I formed my brand. That's why I call it the alleyway. Not just because my name, Daniel Alley, but because there's so many people that they're stuck in that enormity of conformity, and they really believe that they have to live a certain way. They really believe that they have to go to school for 4, 5, 6 years. They really believe and visualize that they have to pay off all this debt, that they're gonna have a job paying them a certain amount of money. But the fact is that you don't have to visualize that. You can visualize an entrepreneurial lifestyle. You can visualize yourself becoming a leader. You can visualize yourself being a king or a queen and really succeeding at the highest level if you really can hold it in your mind. Like I said, all it takes is 5 minutes a day in the morning and when you go to sleep at night. So 10 minutes total, but you really have to hold that picture for a certain number of years before it becomes real in your life. You are the only one that has control over your mind. And if you can view it, you can do it. If you can see it, you can be it. If you know exactly what you want and you start gravitating toward that by holding that picture in your mind, then it will help you succeed. I don't care if you have to post pictures all around your house of the cars and the houses and the diamond rings or whatever you want, and people might say, oh, you're being materialistic. Look guys, if you want something, go after it. It's not being materialistic, it's wanting what you want in the way that you want it at the time in which you want it. So guys, that's all I have to say. Practice the art of visualization, and I promise you that in due time, if you hold that perfect picture and understand what I'm saying, you'll have exactly what you want in the way that you want it. See you next time.